What's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, you're gonna see me drive today. If you're new here, my name's Clay. This channel is all about driving tours, community tours, new construction walkthroughs. It looks just like this. It's unscripted, but at least you can get a good feel of these different areas that you might be considering moving to. So today we're in Davenport, Florida. We're checking out Horse Creek at Crosswinds. There's about 3 different builders in this community right now, so we're not going to really talk about a specific builder, but we're just going to drive through the community and show you, like, this is Highway 17. This is what it would look like driving into the community. So I don't know if you're shocked. I don't know if you knew this, but this is what you're going to be able to see. Really quickly before we get started, 2 things I'm going to leave down below for you, a way you can contact me, and my main YouTube channel where we actually show you different areas and we put a lot of effort, money, and resources into that. So check that out. Let's jump right into this tour. So as you see, we're on Highway 17. This is kind of a main artery that cuts through Davenport. This one in Highway 27. There's a lot of industrial out here. As you can see, the entryway, you have this mobile home park on one side. It looks like it could be some sort of like ex-campground or something like that. It doesn't, it's a mobile home park. I don't know what else to tell you about it, but so like coming in on Highway 27 or Highway 17, you know, you see a lot of industrial buildings, a lot of homes that have a lot of acreage, you know, with wooded areas. It's Davenport. This is what Davenport like used to look like before all of the development happened. So you get to see some shades of that as the development starts to work its way over here to where we're at right now. And yeah, so the entryway is really cool. You got paved grounds. You have ponds over here to the right. When you come in, it feels really quaint and small. It doesn't feel like it's going to be this big community, and it kind of is, kind of middle, I would say. There's been a total of maybe 4 builders out here now, but 3 that are building at the current time. Okay, we're gonna flow right through this. So I'm gonna drive you through the community that's the part of the community that's already been developed, and then we're gonna go around back to the newer phase where you can see how the lots look and some of the homes that are gonna be closing within the next couple of months or so. I'm gonna just drive past this truck. See, you guys are getting me in trouble. The things I do for you here. Okay, so you have Landsea, you have DR Horton, and you have Adams Homes that are currently selling properties right now, or selling homes within the community. And the style of home that they build, well, at least I'm gonna speak for Landsea and I'm gonna speak for DR Horton. DR Horton right now is totally spec. And what that means is they're selecting the finishes, they're selecting the lot, they're putting their color scheme on it, and you get to decide, you know, which lot you want or which color scheme you like. You don't get to select your finishes. You don't get to select your style of home and lot. I think you get the gist of that. Now, the positive to that, and we talk about this a lot on the channel, is you don't get any of these hidden costs, right? Like if you were to go to the design studio and select all of your finishes, your cabinetry, your flooring, your doorknobs, your hinges, whatever, because there's some builders that allow you to do a lot. The number that you get at the contract date is going to be different than the number that you get at the closing table. So there's a little bit of if you have it, and if you understand that, by all means, super cool. If you weren't aware of that, you might want to go the spec route. And so Landsea is offering spec homes too. I can't speak for Adams Homes right now, but we're driving through it. I can tell right here, these are what Lennar homes. I could tell by the elevation. So I didn't see any Lennar sales office here. I think they're fully completed. So, but the HOA here is $49. Okay, the CDD is $176 monthly. What does that get you? Well, usually if you have a pool within your community, usually you're going to get a CDD. Every now and then on this channel we'll show you some communities that will have a pool and there's no CDD, and we're like, yeah, that's the community everybody wants to be in. The amount of calls that we get from people, they're like, must have a pool, but I don't want a CDD. I'm like, okay, we can search as hard as we can for you, but that doesn't mean we're going to find one. Those are very hard to come across. Maybe 1 out of every 10 to 15 communities will have a pool with no CDD. But yeah, so your pools, watch this. Watch this. Check this out, guys. I'm gonna show you the pool. That's why we do this unscripted. There's nobody else doing this with you, okay? I apologize, my microphone's right here on my hat. But yeah, so you have your pool, you have your little water fountain for the kiddos, and pavers, along with some canopies over here, cabanas, and then your little play park right here. So cool area, covered. If you want to stay out of the sun, there's some fans over there. Let's jump back into this driving tour. That's what this is about, right? It's not a pool tour. Why would somebody want to move to Davenport? What the heck is so special about Davenport? Well, you want me to be pretty honest with you? There's nothing that's really special about Davenport, but coming from, I'm just going to give you my perspective on like the clientele that we get and what they say, and like the people that end up moving to Davenport. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. Trying not to get hit here, guys. So Davenport offers affordability, okay? When you're comparing to the greater Orlando area, and proximity to Disney. Disney is like one of the main things, right? The theme parks is like one of the main things a lot of people move to Orlando for, right? So from this community, we are 30 minutes to Disney, 30, 31, 35. I mean, we're in the middle of the day, so, you know, lunchtime traffic's happening right here, but 30, 35 to Disney, which, you know, you may think that's far, but to be honest with you, when you think of Orlando, it's not that far. When you move to Florida, you're gonna realize that this state is not very walkable. It's not like you can walk and take scooters everywhere. You have to drive everywhere. That's one thing that I get from a lot of my out-of-state clients. They're like, you gotta drive everywhere. Even though it's 10, 15 minutes, like, you gotta drive. Yeah, that's what it's like in Florida. And Orlando's so big and massive. So to be 30 minutes from Orlando, it's not terrible when you're getting the price points that you're getting. You're talking about under 400,000, like 2-story homes, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms for right around that $400,000 mark. And then, you know, the smaller homes are well into the 300s. So I know Land Sea, I like their product. I like what they do. They offer a lot of, with their spec homes, like you get things like pavers, right? That come with, those are usually upgrades that you'll get with some other builders. You can get a home, it's a 2-story home with pavers, with tile, in granite or some sort of quartz countertop for under 400,000, or just right around that $400,000 mark. So that's what you get in Davenport. Other than that, Davenport's actually really known for its short-term rental ability. There's a lot of communities that are short-term rental, meaning you can Airbnb. So a lot of investors invest into Davenport because, you know, there's some parts of it where you're only 15 minutes to Disney, and you can own a fairly affordable home and Airbnb it out, right? So like the profit margin will be there. That's what Davenport's really known for. Now this community right here, you cannot do any short-term rentals within. This is strictly for long terms. Like if you did want to invest a home in this community, it would have to be beyond 12 months for a lease. Your nearest grocery store from this community is going to be 10 to 15 minutes away. You have like a Publix, you have, I think, a Walmart that's about 12 minutes away. Anything else? And then the airport's going to be 53 minutes. And I'll pop all of that up on the screen for you so you can see. But yeah, so we're on the back side of the community. This is kind of its secondary entrance. So there's 2 entrances. And the back side of Land Sea is doing a lot back here. I'm going to flip you back around. Other things. If you are somebody that is living out of state, if you're somebody that is not in the area and you have a particular lot that you want to look at, or you have a particular community that you want to see, you can always reach out to us or comment down below, whatever works for you. And we'll do what we can to help you out. And you have to remember, when you reach out to us, it costs you $0. It doesn't change any of the incentives at all. And you get somebody that's pretty much your boots on the ground here. and that can go take a look at the communities for you and give you professional insight as to what's going on in the area. So yeah, Davenport, some people love it, some people hate it. It's not much. It's, you know, there's parts of it that are really close to Disney. You do have Posner Park, where there's like, you're probably 15 minutes from Posner Park, which is like this kind of area where you can get all your shopping done. So Target, Best Buy, movie theaters, there's a couple of restaurants in there, but it's Davenport, guys. Some people like that too. So if you're somebody that doesn't care about living next to things, meaning like you don't want to be in a hustle and bustle area, although Davenport is starting to see a lot of traffic, there's not a lot of infrastructure that's supporting the amount of traffic that you get, especially getting onto Interstate I-4. So Interstate I-4 is a major interstate that goes from Daytona Beach all the way over to Tampa, and it cuts right through the middle of Orlando. And Davenport actually has it cuts through Interstate I-4, so to get onto I-4 you see a lot of buildup of traffic there. And people, a lot, like on my other channel we covered Davenport, where we just go into, you know, the entirety of the city, and people were in my comments saying that, oh, there's so much traffic coming to Davenport. There is a lot of traffic coming to Davenport. Why? Because it's affordable and it's close to Orlando. Everybody can't afford to be in a Winter Park or a Windermere or even parts of Claremont. Parts of Claremont are starting to kind of bump up there in price. So, you know, sometimes you have to settle for a Davenport, which in my opinion, if you're somebody that doesn't need to live in a walkable area, you should be fine here. And you can find just about the same builders as you would in, you know, a Davenport, in a Claremont. Now this community, these builders, these are entry-level builders here. These are not those semi-custom move-up builders. So you're paying for affordability. You're paying to be able to get into home ownership at, you know, a decent price. And for that, they do offer decent incentives. Incentives change all the time, but we're getting anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000, and you can use that to cover your closing costs, which, you know, your closing costs could be anywhere between $12,000 to $15,000. And then the remainder of that you can use for flex cash, so you can buy down your interest rate, or at times you can even knock off the price of your home. There's a ton of different things that you can do. And yeah, so if you want somebody that, you know, is going to help you out with the process, give us a shout. My team and I, this is what we do. We love to help you out with it. I think we covered just as much as we could here. I mean, it's more so of the driving and the visual tour than anything. But if we missed something, comment down below. Let us know which community you're considering, and if you would like us to take a little driving tour through. If you need help with the process, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to help you. We'd love to stick around, but we have to ride. So until next time.